Welcome back to another video, and today I will be discussing the newest makeup announcements and releases. So, welcome back, and it feels that I've been doing these videos now every week now. So, last week, the last makeup news video that you saw me do was again another special edition. So I had the Christmas sort of collection and gift sets that I had picked out from the world of internet, or in this case Instagram mostly. And even though I just did a special edition of Christmas gift sets and collections, I do feel that this week we are still going to be discussing a lot of Christmas launches, so I still think, like, as a disclaimer, in this video nor in my previous videos there's probably been a holiday makeup launch that I have missed because there's been just so many coming out and they have come out so early. But luckily for this video we will also be discussing also other than Christmas and holiday makeup releases, because I do know that not everyone gets excited about Christmas and it's not even celebrated in every part of the world, so I do understand that for some it might even feel that it's a bit dumb that we get so many of these holiday and Christmas launches, because it's not something that applies or appeals to anyone but everybody. But yeah. For this week I think we had a decent amount of releases. There are some indie releases, again as I said, a lot of holiday releases, and let's actually get to the launches that I have for this video. So let's get to the full world of makeup, so my Instagram folder. And first is a launch that actually was announced this is a bit older. I'm just thinking that was this something that was actually already announced when I had my previous normal makeup news video, or did this actually come in the week that I discussed about the holiday launches? Well, anyway, so Oden came out with the Luminous shadow collection, and this included a huge two-sided eyeshadow palette. So this was a new format that Oden has done an eyeshadow in, and also we had more of their blushes and highlighters. I was a bit eyeing this collection. I was kind of happy to see that they came out with more matte blushes, because I do know that not everyone was a fan. For example, that the previous launch where they had these blushes, they had some of the blushes in the shimmery formula, but the shimmer formula is so glittery that I think a lot of people haven't been a fan of that in terms of having it as a blush. So this collection had more matte shades, and also they had highlighters, but again the highlighters look like they are in the very sort of sparkly glittery formula that, for example, I am not gonna put that thing on my cheeks. It just doesn't look flattering. The eyeshadow palette, I actually did like the cool tone side of this palette more rather than the actually warm toned one. And I think if the warm toned one had been more, because the warm toned side, as you will see on the picture, it has more of a orangey, peachy leaning warm shades, rather than if this would have been maybe cool toned pinks or something. So that's why I think this was a no for me, because the cool tone side, even though it has a couple of pops of blues, but it also has other kinds of cool tones colors that I do actually like. But the warm side of this one made this to me that it has warm tones, but they are warm tone shades that I don't feel that interested in. So this was a skip for me, but this is a collection that's already available on their website. Then another product that I did think got quite a lot of hype. So this is the R.E.M Beauty and Wicked collection, and Wicked is it a Broadway musical or a movie or both? This really shows how some things I'm not that aware of. But I'm not sure is this related to the fact that there's a new production or something coming out, but I do have to say, when I looked at this, I was thinking that 2016 and 17 me would have really liked this collection. I do think that in terms of what I have seen from Wicked from online sources, this launch seems to match quite well the inspiration that it has been made from. And it's quite there's an eyeshadow palette. I do think the eyeshadow palette is quite new for R.E.M, because I think R.E.M has done those smaller circular compacts in terms of their eyeshadow, so this book format is new to them. The lip products kind of look to be more in the packaging their lip products have been previously. When is this available? This is actually launching on the 1st of October, so by the time this video most likely goes up, this has launched. R.E.M Beauty is not something that's accessible for me, so this is an easy skip, but also for me, as I said, 2016 and 17 me would have been excited about this, but maybe not so, current me not so much. And then some Halloween launches that we are now actually seeing bit more, now that I think the brands have first launched all their holiday stuff and now they're kind of having it afterwards that, oh yeah, we also had Halloween. That's an interesting thing. So Makeup Revolution has released Truly Sinful collection. This is again already available on Revolution's own website and on quite many of their retailers. I'm actually waiting to see is this gonna come in store to our Revolution retailer. There's a double-sided eyeshadow palette, or not double-sided, there's like, it's basically that you can see from the image that it has like a lighter side and a darker side. There is some pH changing stuff, which I'm not excited about. And then there's a kit, and then there is a double-sided mascara. I would be very curious after now reviewing Makeup Revolution's newer eyeshadow formula that does this eyeshadow palette have the sort of good new Revolution formula, or does it have one of their older mediocre formulas? So that's just something I'm curious about. But this, because Halloween is not something that I celebrate, it's not a celebration where I live, but generally there's nothing in this collection that makes me want to think that I want to get something from this one. Okay, then something that did make me like momentarily consider that would I want to order Colourpop and wait for the 4 weeks it takes for the shipping to come here, but I managed to, I think, hold off. So Colourpop has released After Hours collection, and in this collection they have their lipsticks, which I think are in their new sort of matte formula that they recently did to their bullet lipsticks. There's cream blushes, there's eyeshadow sticks, and then they have the palette. Now this isn't the first pink and cool toned grey linen palette we have seen. I have, for example, tried the Beauty Bay palette, which was their Valentine's release this spring. Ended up decluttering it because something in the tones of it didn't match up. This one I was kind of eyeing maybe a bit more and maybe liking a bit more than the Beauty Bay palette, because the Beauty Bay palette was pink and quite grey. This has pink, but the cool tones actually, I think there might be like one true grey shade, but actually a lot of the other shades are actually browns, which are much more better suited, because greys are something that even though I have a cool rosy undertone, but because there's that part of rosy in the section, if it's straight out grays also don't look too flattering on me. So something like a cool toned brown or mauve actually suits me much better. So that's what got me eyeing this this palette, but so far I decided that it's just not worth it at this point. Maybe during Black Friday when Colourpop is on sale, then maybe, because then obviously like I can't buy like anything new from Colourpop for reviewing purposes anyway, because it takes so long to arrive. But maybe if I could get a bigger batch of products on a cheaper price, this could be something to consider. So Urban Decay is doing another variation of their Moondust shimmer shades. So I'm a bit confused right now because I feel that they have now done quite many. But this is actually one that I spotted on Beauty Bay. So this is called the Moondust Quad palette, and there's 2 mattes and 2 shimmer shades in this one. And this seems to be a different kind of packaging compared to the like quad I think that was available in US, that I think had a more see-through like plastic packaging. So at this point I'm just very confused because they seem to come out with many variations for like this particular format. It's a skip for me. I think this was priced quite high compared to what you actually get in this one, because you only get 4 shades and this was relatively expensive, so this was an easy skip. So we have seen, I think, now more images from the YSL powder blushes that have the packaging that I have been drawing after ever since I first saw the first images of these blushes, but now we have like I think more shades. I'm gonna show the compilation picture, and it doesn't show all the shades from inside, but you can kind of now get a better impression what kind of shades will be available. I still have no idea when this is launching, but we are now seeing more shades. None of the shades looks very unique, but again, this is gonna be one of those products I'm probably gonna want for the packaging, and these are gonna be horribly expensive. These are probably gonna be like 50 or 60 euros. Yeah, there's still no information when these are supposed to launch, but as I said, the packaging and the shades, even though they're traditional shades, still looks very, very nice. But since we have seen now so many sneak peeks of this one, like this has to come out like around this year still, because we wouldn't have so many of these like going around the internet if this would be like something that would come next year. But then again, we're having Christmas releases already in September, so yeah, who knows. Then something that I did get, this has been like a brand that has caught my eye occasionally, but because they recycle a lot of similar color stories in their products, I haven't still gotten the itch to buy anything from them. So this is Flowerknows, and Flowerknows is a Chinese, I don't know is this technically an indie brand or is it just a Chinese like a makeup brand in general. But they have launched the butterfly collection, and I do have to say, like, I was kind of eyeing that one of the eyeshadow palettes, the contour palettes, and then one of the blushes and lip products, like, this would be, like, I think a good collection if you would want to, like, review a bit of everything from the brand. I was especially, I think, drawn to the more cool tone brown brown eyeshadow palette that's included in this collection, and also some of the blush duos that you can see in the image, those also look pretty appealing. This is actually going to be launching, if I don't remember incorrectly, I think on the 13th, so at the end of September, so this is actually going to be also live on their website when this video goes live. But yeah, I haven't yet tried Flowerknows. They are a brand that also sponsor YouTubers quite heavily and influencers, so finding an unsponsored review of this one on YouTube can be kind of hard. There are certainly like influencers who have posted this review of these products without being paid to do so, and it's not that I don't think that people who did take sponsorship are like unhonest or anything, but just maybe something to consider that if you're looking for the review of this brand, then look that is the video done in collaboration with them, or is it that they have like brought the products themselves. But I do think this is like one of their better collections. Like, I do think the packaging and the promotional videos that I saw of this very beautiful, and some of the products that made me think that, oh, that could be something that I like. But I'm a bit like 50-50 how would I like want to get this, because from China some of the stuff comes quite quickly, but depending what shipping they use, some can take time. So it's a bit of a question mark when you order directly from Chinese brands how long the shipping takes. So from indie releases, bellabeautébar released their Vamp palette, and this is their sort of Halloween palette. This is a palette where I was like, because bellabeautébar goes to the category of indie brands that I would really like to try something from, but so far the palettes, there's been like always something that has made me to stop and be like, okay, that's pretty, but I don't need that one, and this is gonna be probably going to that category. I do like the sort of purples and even the reds in this one, even though this sort of red, straight out red eyeshadow isn't my favorite, but tones and the shimmers this has is beautiful. However, what is holding me back from this palette is that this has grays and it has a bit of blues in this one. So I think if this would have been like maybe the purples and reds thrown in with some like more altogether more neutral shades, then this could have probably actually been a palette that I would have gotten from the brand. But because the reds and purples are here combined with the greys and blues, this is kind of like, there's like a parts of this palette that I could see really liking, and then parts of this palette that I was like that, yeah, I'm after like just having that in my rotation to test out the shades, and generally afterwards it might not be a palette that I would like use that much. So yeah, this is, I think, going to be available on October the 4th, and if you live in the Europe, Monolith Shop has already announced that they will be stocking this, so for the European watchers, wait for Monolith Shop's next launch and then buy this from there. But if you want to buy this directly from US, then this is available on the beginning of October. Then something from by Terry that is already available at least in our retailer stores. This is the Starlight Glow CC highlighter, and I'm just gonna say, like, you're gonna see the images now, and these are pretty deep shades for highlighters. Like, these are almost like blush lighters, or even the deepest shades could look like it's like eyeshadow. I think these are more suited that if you have a sort of deeper skin tone, then these are probably gonna be great. For my particular skin tone, I'm thinking that maybe the champagne one would, or the champagne orange one on top would maybe work, but with this one, because I'm not very familiar with By Terry's formulas, I'm unsure how pigmented these are, but just the images make these look like that they are very, very pigmented. So maybe if you are more of a medium to deeper skin tone, then these could actually be good, but maybe for a fair skin tone, these look to be very deep for highlighting shades. Okay, then we have some Catrice and Essence in one section, which is actually good, then I can get this both out the way quicker. So first one, Catrice is releasing a Mystic Forest collection. I think this is meant to be a Halloween themed collection because it's quite of a deep design altogether. I'm trying to see, there seems to be some lip products. I think there is some liquid eyeshadows, and if I'm unsure, because I have seen some German influencers having these already, I think some of the liquid eyeshadows might be multi-chrome eyeshadows, but don't quote me on that. Then I think there are 2 blushes, there are some nail polishes, and I think there's a primer. I do think the packaging of this is actually pretty, like, if you like this sort of horror Halloween theme, this is actually pretty cute on its own. Then one of these sort of collaboration launches, so Essence and Catrice are sister brands, and they do come out with these sort of like collaboration collections occasionally. They, for example, did the Joker and Harley Quinn during the springtime, and now they are doing one with Disney again. They have done Disney previously, and they are doing that, or actually, are these... do you have to mention that it's actually Pixar because it's the animation studio? Anyway, so they are doing the Up the movie and then Finding Nemo. So Up the movie is the Essence stuff, and then the Finding Nemo is the Catrice stuff. I do actually think, I was looking at this, like some of these, I have usually skipped these sort of collaboration collections because I have seen from the reviews that unlike with their fall and spring edits, which are their both of the brand's bigger launches, those seem to have usually a bit better luck in terms of formulations, but with these collaboration collections I have seen that there's been quite a lot of misses in terms of formulas. But I do think, for example, some of the Finding Nemo, the eyeshadow palettes are a bit big that are in the sort of shell packaging, but actually I don't mind the warm toned or the cool tone color stories, they do actually look kind of nice. I am also looking at, from the Up collection, there seems to be some liquid, I think those might be liquid highlighters or glowy blushes, those would actually kind of look interesting too, and maybe also some of the lip products from the Catrice, the Finding Nemo side. So I do think that these actually might have, like, if you can see, maybe go see these in store, maybe do some swatching and feel out that how the quality of these go, because with this collaboration collections, as I said, there's been a bit like more maybe not so good quality products than compared to the staple line stuff, but if you live in Europe, these are probably gonna start trickling down pretty quickly, but so far I think these have been, as always with Catrice and Essences, I think so far Germany is the best place to look for these. Then some holiday. So as I said, we are not done with Christmas or holiday, so Lawless has announced their Christmas collection, and I do have to say I actually kind of like the lip gloss trio and the eyeshadow palette, and yes, I know the eyeshadow palette is the most boring neutral palette you have ever seen, but something in it is very appealing. Also, I have never actually tried these Lawless. Are these technically meant to be lip balms or lip glosses? But I do know these have gotten quite a lot of hype, and actually the trio looks kind of cute. So yeah, I can get Lawless from, I think, Beauty Bay stocks, not Beauty Bay, Cult Beauty stocks them if I remember correctly. So yeah, if you live in Europe, maybe wait for Cult Beauty and see will this become available. Quite of what I would say a safe holiday collection, but considering what kind of makeup the average Lawless makeup wearer likes, this probably goes very well with the target customer group, and as I said, I was kind of thinking that the eyeshadow palette is cute even though it's very basic. So then a collection that did get quite a lot of, I think, mentions at least on social media, and I can understand because I do know the franchise this is made with is quite popular. So Stranger Things is doing a Halloween themed collaboration with Colourpop. And I do think that in terms of, I have actually watched Stranger Things. I didn't watch this series like the latest seasons of it, but I do think that I watched actually like maybe the first 2 or 3 seasons, so I am a bit familiar with actually this franchise. And I do actually think that a lot of these things like match well with the whole vibe of the series, and also like the colors you can see in the series. So if you're a Stranger Things and Colourpop fan, I don't think this is actually a bad way to execute a IP collab. Not something that I'm in need of, because again, Halloween is not something that I'm into, but if you like this, then this could be something to look into, and this should actually be already available when this video goes live, so check on Colourpop's own website. Next one, so Suqqu has launched I believe this is their winter collection. So is this now what we are seeing, since we're getting all the Christmas collections so early that we are now, by the time we get to Christmas, we have probably seen all the spring and winter launches, which is going to be my guess. So yeah. So Suqqu, this is especially Suqqu Europe has announced their winter collection. I did go through, if you want to see Suqqu's holiday collection, that did make into my sort of collective holiday collection makeup news video that I made in previous week. The winter collection, like, I don't think there's anything that interesting for me. I do like these color stories, especially again when we're talking about the traditional luxury brand. We do have something a bit great. There's the blue turquoise quad you're seeing. Also, there is a nice cool tone pink blush, but I have my fill of cool tone pink blushes, so this is definitely not something that I need. But this is something that's gonna be available. When is this going to be? Oh, this is actually launching on the 26th of September. So is Suqqu gonna launch their holiday stuff and their winter 24 stuff like together? That's interesting. Well, anyway, so if you are a Suqqu fan and especially some of these color stories appeal to you, you don't have to wait for long. These are actually like already available when this video goes live. So yeah. So Gourmande Girls came out with a Calavera palette, and this I think is supposed to be, is it the Day of the Death, which they celebrate I believe in Mexico. So this is inspired, and I think the owner said that this is inspired by her roots, so I think her grandparents are from Mexico. This is a rainbow palette, and this has actually quite jewel toned leaning rainbow colors, so this is a easy skip for me. Also, this is quite of a huge colorful palette, so I don't need something like this in my collection. This actually is already available in Monolith Shop, so you don't actually have to wait for the next launch. I do believe I saw that you can actually order this, so if you live in Europe you can order this from Monolith Shop, and this is already available on Gourmande Girls' own website. But for me, I don't need this kind of a rainbow palette, so it's an easy skip for me. So I did give Fenty credit in my holiday, sort of collective holiday makeup news video, that they did a manageable holiday collection, but there was more. So this is considered this Fenty Part 2 holiday. And there is one item here that I did sort of allude in my in the sort of collective like holiday makeup news video, that I had seen a image of this or a small video of this item, but I hadn't seen like good images of it, so I didn't include it. But in this one you can see the special edition ornament gloss. So they did this sort of special edition ornament, the Gloss Bomb gloss last year, and now they're continuing with this one. And I do actually think this is a pretty smart way of doing a special edition holiday item, and I do have to say I actually kind of like this a lot. What's this called? Gloss Bomb Swirl. So this is also a new formula, because I don't think they have done this sort of striped Gloss Bomb glosses before. And it's a nice pinky shade. Oh dear, am I... It's not that I don't already have enough Gloss Bombs, and this is actually a full size one. I would much prefer they would do the smaller ones, because even using the smaller one takes time. I really like the color of this one. Ooh, that's gonna be... And actually this also has a lip set, because I said on my last video that usually I had the lip gloss trio that Fenty has done on holiday that has been on my wish list, and I said in the video that because this one there's kind of hot pink colors, I'm not into it, but they are doing another lip set that has one of the gloss bombs and one of their sort of gloss sticks, and then there's their liquid lipsticks, and these are in the sort of mauvish purple color. So if the lip set comes, if the trio comes available in our country, that could go into my holiday wish list. I'm just the liquid lipstick, I'm a bit concerned, is it actually in the shade that I actually currently have the Fenty liquid lipstick in my collection. Then I could give the new one away and still keep the gloss and the gloss stick. Do I need 4 Fenty holiday products? Because if I'm gonna buy the ornament thing on my own, yeah, I know this is making absolute no sense and nobody needs like this many lip products, but I'm just saying this actually is now a lot more interesting for me than what we had seen from Fenty like previously. We also get the sort of mini set, and those are gonna be in the small sizes, so if you want minis of the Fenty lip balm lip glosses, there's gonna be a set of those, and then there's gonna be a set with one of the heat version of the lip glosses. There's gonna be a small highlighter and a sample of their mascara, but yeah. So as I said, these are now the addition to the Fenty holiday collection we have already seen, and this was much more better for me at least than what we had seen before. I could have included this with the other one because this is kind of also Halloween-esque. So Makeup Revolution has done a collaboration with the Disney's Alice in Wonderland, and this is based on the live-action movie that's actually at this point getting quite old. I think that was the last movie because Alan Rickman was one of the voice actors in the movie, and I think he had just like died when the movie came out. That was very sad because as an Alan Rickman fan, that was kind of emotional seeing it in the end, scrolling in the end text. Anyway, back to this collection. So there's a lot in this. Actually, I know Makeup Revolution has gotten quite a lot of crap, and sometimes it's been pretty justified how they do their IP collabs. I actually do think most of the stuff here is well done. What I don't like is the eyeshadow palette. It's in a horror, like, I do get it, it's meant to look like Mad Hatter's hat, but it's just how the shades are put, it's pretty chaotic, and also this would be like horrible to store. What I do like the items, I do think the lipsticks are nice, the lip balms that are in the balls, because they are meant to like be the twins that are in the movie, those are actually kind of fun. And I actually don't mind also, I think that's a genius thing to put the sort of faux lashes into the sort of Queen of Hearts packaging, because if you have seen, I think the movie, the Queen of Hearts in the movie kind of has very big eyelashes, so I do think that's kind of fitting. So there are like some good things in this one and then not so good things, and this again is already like available on Revolution's website. Then something small that I'm thinking that was this like a year late. So Patrick Ta has released a special edition, or is releasing, I'm not sure is this available yet, but has released a special edition Barbie collection of his lip gloss and the sort of powder and cream blush duo. And I do think this is nice, like I can appreciate a small, well-created, like special edition launch, but I'm just thinking that didn't the Barbie thing happen last summer, so did this get delayed or what? Because I do feel that, yeah, it's a nice, small launch, but it feels kind of out of place because I don't think we are now in the Barbie phase, we're very much on the Christmas phase, apparently in the makeup market, so this feels a bit random, but if you wanted these Patrick Ta products in pink Barbie shades, this is something that's gonna be available soon. So E.l.f. is apparently dupe in Urban Decay, or at least that is what the capitation says. I'm actually gonna be now starting to cover more E.l.f. products because E.l.f. had a huge launch in our country. There are now like several retailers I can get the brand from, and based on the fact that how many of the newest new products were available in shelves, I'm having the very good open expectation that we're gonna get the new E.l.f. launches quite quickly, because the shelf and the selection we had in different stores from the brand has been quite often like big launch, considering that there's been quite a lot of new brands launching in recent years that they have only like brought very small selection of their stuff initially in stores, and then maybe they have grown up the shelf space, but with E.l.f. they had like proper stands in many of the stores, and I was like thinking that, oh my god, this is a product that I was never able to get pre-booked before, and now they're just like in front of me. But anyway, that's about the E.l.f. launch we had, but now about these ones. So these are the glitter eyeshadow, and then there's apparently a lip balm that you can kind of see, it's a very small one in the picture. I'm gonna focus on the individual eyeshadows. I have enough shimmery shadows in my collection, but I do know that these individual shimmery shadows are very much on trend now, so if this is something that you're looking into, but for example the Urban Decay ones were too expensive or other individual shimmer shadows have been too expensive, then maybe look into these. I don't think these were like badly priced. I believe these were, I saw the pricing, it doesn't say in the post, but I did think I checked somewhere that 850 might be in euros the price these are going to be sold at. No, don't know what's that gonna be in US dollars, because I assume the US dollar price is a bit different than the euro price, but I have seen somewhere in an online store that 850 was how these were like priced at least initially when the launch became public. If I can see this in store, I'm gonna actually switch these out, because as I said, E.l.f. is now available for me, and I would be very curious to see what the product quality across the brand's different products is. Then something that I don't know did we really need this. So Natasha Denona has expanded, so apparently this high gem line that she has had now, like few things, the highlighter, I think the face and combined eye palette we had, and now we're having a lip balm with this one, or lip mask. There's 3 shades, Candy Apple, Baby Nude and Berry Bliss, and there is a bit pigment with the deeper shades, so if you're looking for this sort of lip balm that is a bit tinted, then this could be a option to look into, but I really don't need a lip mask in Natasha Denona prices because this is probably gonna be very, very expensive. Yeah, so this is $25 US. I think that unless you're a very huge Natasha Denona fan, then maybe then get this, but also think that you have lip mask at a much more affordable price point, because from a lip mask if you use that every day you will run out pretty quickly, and $25 US is quite much for that kind of product. And then we have more holiday. So Makeup Forever has announced their holiday launch, and I think they are only doing special edition packaging from their existing products, so it doesn't, at least for me, look like there's anything like a new here. And I do have to say the color story is definitely something. This is not the sort of traditional holiday red, this is this sort of bright orangey red, so that is something different. But I'm just looking at the pictures, I don't think there's anything. Again, Makeup Forever is something that's not that easily accessible for me, but also just in terms of looking at the products, there's nothing that appealing to me. But I do believe that these are already at least available if you live in States, so I think from their own website and maybe in US stores at least. So Estée Lauder, and I was wondering that aside from the makeup bag that would have more. Estée Lauder usually comes out with makeup sets from existing products, and I think this pretty much goes with what they have come out before. There is a nice looking highlighter in one of the sets. It's one of the smaller images where I think there is I think that's their primer slash lip product, but there is the highlighter, is that a blush. That looks pretty, that looks kind of unique. Then they do this huge set. I'm not sure are those their like liquid lipsticks or lip glosses, but this kind of lip set they also do like every year. But yeah, in terms of Estée Lauder, these are the kind of holiday sets you will expect to see from them. I think there's nothing extraordinary about this. I think they do similar products almost every year. Okay, I was thinking that when is Kiko gonna launch their next like limited edition collection, and it has come out. You're now gonna see the picture and there's gonna be a lot of stuff, but I do have to say this is pretty dull. It could be just me because I'm not a fan of this sort of rockstar themed black packaging. This is actually pretty like simplistic design when you look at this, but there just really isn't like items. They have this sort of ombre thing with some of the products, so at least the lip glosses have like a bit of a swirl to them, and also I believe the lipsticks have 2 like different colors combined in one, and then maybe some of the eye products too. This was a pretty, like as I said, for me these items were pretty dull. There isn't anything. It could be the packaging is just something that's making me say with this collection that I'm not interested in, but just for me this isn't like my vibe. But this is a collection that already launched on Kiko's website, so if you like any of these items, you can go and check them out and order them. Also, did we really need the blush in the sort of like, the blush is supposed to be in a format where you can just draw it on your cheeks, but yeah, no, that's a skip for me. So Ilia is a brand that we usually don't cover in my channel, but I did want to bring out the face palettes kind of look cute. So Ilia is coming out for the Christmas with some sets. There's a set of their, are those like lip pens or are those lip liners? Lip Sketch Trio. So yeah, those are their lip crayons. Then there is a 3 variation of their face palettes, and now I'm thinking that are those lip face palettes creams, because they kind of look like creams. Glow deeply this season. This limited edition all-in-one face palette has warmth, radiance and outwardly dimension to your skin. Tell me. Okay, so it's a powder formula. So the cheek palettes, I was kind of thinking that are these creams, but it looks like the cheek palettes are in powder formulas. Nothing else is interests me in this one, and Ilia is because it's one of those clean brands. Generally the aesthetics just hasn't been appealing to me, but with the cheek palettes I did take a couple of looks and see, but yeah, that's what to expect them from the Christmas. I'm just thinking that where could I buy this? Actually, I think one of her retailers might sell this. Anyway, easy skip for me, but again, if you're thinking what Ilia will bring during the Christmas time. That's something that's going to be coming up. Okay, I really have to face my makeup revolution stuff or include them in one. So, sorry, we're having a third makeup revolution release. They are really picking up the releases. I actually gave makeup revolution credit, I think, at somewhere around the year that they have been really good with their releases, but now it seems that they're again doing what they used to do, launching like several things in 1 week. So they are hopping on to the trend of jelly blushes, and these jelly blushes, I think, was it Milk who made them popular again, so I think this isn't the first drugstore dupe that I have seen from these products, but there's 3 shades, and what else? Lip and cheek stain, so you're supposed to use these, you can use these both. For me, this is a gimmick product, so if you have a teenager in your family, this could be something that could be fun. But for me, like, I don't need a blush in this kind of format, but if you like this sort of jelly blush theme, then maybe look into these. But for me, these are an easy skip. So Moira is launching 2 new palettes, and these are actually matte palettes. So these are the Blooming Serious palettes, and these are the Garden of My Eye and Ooh La La. I did actually think the Ooh La La palette would have been nice if it would have included shimmers. I do get the idea is that these are meant to be all matte palettes, so especially for those of you who are just like using matte eyeshadows, maybe a makeup artist who needs like only matte eyeshadow palettes, these could be great. But I was thinking that yeah, the one in the pink packaging would have been great if it would have included shimmers, because I like the tones. It has this sort of cool toned neutrals with some pinks in it, and the packaging is actually pretty. Packaging is like both the packaging in these, it's freaking cute. I can like appreciate the packaging of both of these. I'm not obviously gonna buy either of these because these are all matte palettes. I don't need all matte palettes. I have plenty of eyeshadow palettes, but the other one would have had shimmer I could have been tempted into, because Moira isn't that expensive and it's now actually quite easy for me to get. So Milk Makeup, this is now I think a second part of their holiday stuff. So I did in the sort of special edition holiday makeup news video, there was actually like some of the sets, but I did manage to pick things like spot this one. So aside from the sets that were included in the previous video, there's also like sets of their liquid blushes, so you can see the shades in the picture. Actually, I'm not thinking there's one of actually the highlighter, or they're all sticks party mix. It says mixed cream, blush and highlighter, so there is actually like some of these might be highlighter shades. Again, if you're a big Milk Makeup fan, then these sets could be a good way to get more of their products at a more like affordable price point, but for me Milk is just not, it's a brand that generally has never appealed to me, so these are a skip for me. Okay, so there is actually one brand that I managed to group the launches together. So Chanel's holiday collection, and this includes both the limited edition stuff and the gift set, because Chanel also does this, that they do limited edition and then there are some sets. However, I'm now unsure yet that is this their like holiday collection that's gonna be available everywhere, or is this specific for this launch? So this is the Christmas collaboration with Harrods. So if you live in UK and if you're someone who likes to buy luxury stuff, Harrods is a department store in UK that specializes in this kind of thing, and they are very famous for it. So there seems to be an eyeshadow quad, and then there's highlighter, and then there are some lip products and some nail polishes, and then some eyeliners. So there's no bit question amongst, I think, and confusion maybe even with those people who specialize in luxury beauty, that is this Harrods exclusive, or is this the holiday collection that we're gonna now see in all Chanel counters? So this could be what we all will get from Chanel this year, or this could be a Harrods exclusive, and we might still actually see like what all the like normal Chanel counters will get like later. For me, if this is what it's gonna be for all of us, this is gonna be an easy skip. I actually did like Chanel's holiday collection last year. I did end up actually buying the highlighter and the eyeshadow. It was quaint last year. But this year I don't need a quad of like purples, just like having this like bright purple and pink colors. I have these kind of colors like quite many times in my collection. And also the highlighter shade doesn't seem to be anything like that extraordinary that I would want to pay Chanel prices for it. But yeah, maybe wait out a bit and see, because this could be, again, it's now a bit unclear that is this like only the Harrods exclusive, or it's gonna be the holiday stuff that's coming to everywhere. Now I think these are gonna be sets that are actually gonna be available like most Chanel retail. So again, Chanel did these on last Christmas, and I think these are like staple line of their products. There's a one set with their lip products, there's a combination with their lipsticks and mascaras, there's some of their skincare products, and then there's a set that has one of their stick. Is that a stick blush actually? Yeah, it looks like one. For me, there's nothing appealing in these sets, but if you are looking to maybe get a set of some of their staple products, maybe look into these and see if there's price advantage compared to if you would buy this product separately. But these are, I think, at least stuff that we will see with also other Chanel retailers. And then to the last one, so P. Louise is actually gonna launching, there's gonna be a lot of products launching next week, so it seems that, well, I did discuss this in my holiday collection edition video already, that it seems that the end of September and beginning of October, which is the week that this video is going up, it seems that brands are really like crazy launching stuff. So P. Louise is going to be launching on the 30th of September this new collection called Mini Me, and with this collection there is, again, I actually just watched a sort of demonstration video, so you will be seeing the eyeshadow palette in the image, but this is going to be one of those book palettes where one layer is an eyeshadow, there's a second layer that's going to be blushes, and then there's going to be a third and maybe even fourth one, because I assume they had these book style palettes before already, and then those one they had one layer of eyeshadow, one blushes, one bronzers and one highlighters. So the ones I saw so far, at least this seems to have the eyeshadows, bronzers and blushes. There might be also highlighters included. Then there's a brush set, which they seem to do with every collection, and then there seems to be a tinted, there seems to be a skin tint included, and this is now, I think, the second base product we have seen from P. Louise. So their first try at base products was the pressed powders they released recently, and now it seems that they are doing skin tints too. It seems that, at least based on the image that I have seen from the skin tint, this seems to have quite of a good wide shade range, so when this launched, check on their website. I do hope that with the skin tint they do have now undertone descriptions, because that's something that P. Louise hasn't been really very good at in terms of their website, so especially for these skin tints now launching, I hope there's gonna be undertone descriptions for the shades. What else? There's makeup remover, there's also gonna be a mascara. They have actually, like, they had their first mascara launching in the beginning of spring, so now they're doing also a second mascara, and there are also gonna be pimple patches included. I was kind of thinking that the book styled eyeshadow palette looked kind of cute, but if it's, because then I realized that it's gonna be this sort of book style where they have also other products included. I really don't need that one because I am, how should I say, quite of a I have quite, there's like, the book is gonna be probably like this thick and it's gonna then take a lot of space. I'm actually thinking that, can you actually buy these? There seems to be, I'm looking at the suitcase on the background, so I'm just thinking that I hope that you're able to buy this separately and you aren't forced to buy this as I said, no. It has to be that these, you are able to buy these like separately, because at least with the skin tint you would have to be then able to choose your shade. But yeah, if you're interested in any of this stuff, that's gonna be available on the 13th, so in the week this video goes live. So there was quite a lot of stuff coming out. I do say like a mix of Halloween and holiday, that at least how it's feeling for me right now, but we did have some, I think, interesting launches. There wasn't anything again that I'm like going out to buy. I think we're now again having a bit of a calmer period with the Christmas launches. There was like a couple that I was thinking that those would look nice, but yeah, the Colourpop palette was something that I did like eye for quite a while, but because it would take such a long time for the Colourpop order to come, that's why that's automatically like quite low in my priority list of things to buy. But yeah, I do think that maybe in a couple of weeks time we are gonna now have a bit of a break of this makeup news video, because I can now get to the normal routine of doing these like just every other week now, but you can bet we will still have more Christmas stuff. Even though I think that there must, like, every brand must have now come out with their Christmas collection for 2024, but I still think that for one reason or another, even in my next video in a couple of weeks time, we will still be talking about holiday, but yeah. Comment down below what did you think about the launches that I had for this video, and have you bought any of them, or is there something that you're especially keen to buy on when the stuff launches? If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from my future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on Instagram. I hope I will see you again soon in another video. Bye bye!